Hello guys, welcome to Sri Sai Maths. So today we are going to discuss about the topic physics. In physics we are going to discuss about chapter heat, first chapter, and our first chapter is heat. Okay? So our first chapter is heat. So what is mean by heat? If for any object the temperature is high, then we will say that it is very heat, right? Yes. So what is by temperature? You said that the temperature will be very high means it will be in heat. So what is meant by temperature? Temperature means the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Okay? The degree of hotness or coldness of a body is defined as temperature. Okay? So for example, take a wooden piece and metal piece. Keep it in the fridge. Which one will be cooler? After some time we take both out of the fridge. Which one will be very cooler, metal piece or wooden piece? Metal piece. So metal piece will be cooler than wooden piece. If we touch the metal piece, what happens? We feel hot or cold? We feel cold, right? Why we feel cold? Because heat energy will be transferred from hotter body to colder body. Okay, heat energy will be transferred from hotter body to colder body. When our finger touches the metal piece, we feel cold. Why? Because our body is in heat, that means hot temperature. The metal piece is in cool temperature, so the heat energy from my finger transfers to metal piece, and the coolness, I get the coolness. Okay, so that's why we feel cold when we touch metal piece kept in the fridge. Okay, so next topic is thermal equilibrium. See, thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium. So what is meant by thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium means when two bodies are in thermal contact, the transfer of heat energy takes place from hotter body. That means the both objects get equal amount of heat energy. Until then the heat energy transfers from one body to another body. So the definition is when two bodies are in thermal contact, heat energy will be transferred from hotter body to colder body. This transfer of heat energy continues till both bodies attain same degree of hotness or coldness. Okay? Have you understood what is with the thermal equilibrium? Okay? Now let us take an example. First body is in 30 degrees Celsius temperature and second body is in 70 degrees Celsius. Okay? Now, if these two objects are in thermal contact, then these two objects will get same equal energy. Until then, they transfer heat energy to each other. So what happens? First object will get 50 degrees Celsius and second object also will get 50 degrees Celsius. So this process is known as thermal equilibrium. Okay? Have you understood what is meant by thermal equilibrium? So our next topic is, so now we are going to discuss some units of heat. So now we are going to know about units of heat. So units of heat. So units of heat. So SI unit of heat is known as joule. Okay, Joule. SI unit of heat is joule. So CGS unit of heat. What is CGS unit of heat? CGS unit of heat is calorie. Okay, we will define it as CAL and joule can be defined as J. Okay, SI unit of heat is joule and CGS unit of heat is calorie. Okay. See, now what is my calorie? We will define as calorie means the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of. See, calorie means the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius is known as calorie. So what is in the calorie? See, the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius is known as calorie. That means what? 1 gram of water. For 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius we want to raise the temperature. For that how much heat energy is required? That process calculating is known as calorie. Okay. So how can we say how many calories is equals to 1 joule? How many calories is equals to 1 joule? See, 1 calorie is equals to 4.186 joules. Okay? We should not say 4.186 joules. We want to say 4.186 joules. Okay? So, now we know the units of heat. We want to know units of temperature also now. So now we want to know units of temperature. Units of temperature. So SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Okay, SI unit of temperature is Kelvin and CGS unit of temperature is Celsius. Okay, Kelvin can be noted as K and Celsius can be noted as C. Okay. So we know how many calories is equals to how many joules. We want to know how many kelvins is equals to how much Celsius also, no? Yes or no? Yes. So 0 degrees Celsius is equals to 273 kelvins. So if in normal thermometer it shows 0 degrees means in Kelvin thermometer it shows 273 kelvins. Okay. If normal body temperature is see now temperature in kelvins is equals to 273 plus temperature in Celsius. Okay, we want to know temperature in Kelvin means we want to add 273 plus temperature in Celsius. Okay, next we have completed units of heat, units of temperature, we have completed thermal equilibrium also. So next what we want to do, what is our next topic? Temperature and kinetic energy. So next topic is temperature and kinetic energy. Okay, our next topic is temperature and kinetic energy. Okay, the what, so we will define it as what? The average kinetic energy of molecules is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So what is my absolute temperature? See, absolute temperature. Absolute temperature means it is defined in kelvins. Kelvins, what degrees we measure in kelvins, that is known as absolute temperature. Okay. So average kinetic energy of molecules. Suppose there are some molecules. The average kinetic energy. Average means what? Sum by we have to do sum by the how many numbers are there. Okay, average kinetic energy is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, so many of you may get doubt, what is meant by kinetic energy? What is meant by kinetic energy? Kinetic energy means when the body is in motion. See, kinetic energy means when the body is in motion, it gets kinetic energy. Potential energy means when the body is in rest, it gets potential energy. Suppose a body is moving in some direction, it will have some energy, no? That energy we'll call it as kinetic energy. Okay, if the body is not moving anywhere, it will have some energy. That energy is known as potential energy. Okay, have you understood what is meant by kinetic energy? Yes. Now we have an activity. So what we have discussed now? Temperature. Absolute temperature is directly proportional to average kinetic energy. So now we have an activity. See, take this. This is a tumbler. Think that this is a tumbler. Now it has some water containing in it. It is having some water with some degrees. Okay, the water is in 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, the water is in 60 degrees Celsius. Now we have poured some oil into it. Okay, this is water and this is oil. We have poured oil and water into the containers. Now take a thermometer, two thermometers. This is a thermometer and another one into water, two thermometers. These are two thermometers, and now we have to close with the lid. Okay, we have kept one thermometer into water containing 60 which having 60 degrees Celsius, and oil, and we have kept one thermometer into oil. Now our question is, in which thermometer the temperature get raised? Think once. In which thermometer the oil gets temperature gets raised? Think. In the thermometer kept in water or thermometer kept in oil? First of all, tell me which has more heat energy. That means which is hotter body and which is colder body. Water is hotter body and oil is colder body, right? At first, what have we discussed? We have discussed that the temperature will transfer from hotter body to colder body, right? That means what? This heat will transfer from water to oil, right? Then which will get more heat? Oil or water? Oil, no? So in which thermometer the temperature rises? Oil temperature. Yes or no? Yes. In oil thermometer the temperature gets raised. The temperature will be high. So by this we will prove that the heat energy will transfer from always hotter body to colder body. Okay, so heat is also known as energy. Heat is energy which flows. Okay, so this is the experiment which proves that the temperature heat will always transfers from hotter body to colder body. Okay, have you understood? Now we are going to discuss about specific heat. Okay, what we are going to discuss? Specific heat. Okay, we are going to discuss about specific heat. So the specific heat means, see, the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of a substance by 1 degree centigrade. 1 degree centigrade is known as specific heat. That means what? The amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of unit mass of a substance by 1 degree centigrade. That means what? A substance is there. We have to raise the temperature of 1 unit mass, okay, by 1 degree centigrade. By 1 degree centigrade, we have to raise the temperature of unit mass, okay. For that, how much heat energy is required? That we will calculate it as specific heat, okay. That is known as specific heat. So we have specific heat equation here. So how we'll get specific heat equation? So let us take two beakers of equal volume and take 1/4 of water in one container and one total full water we have to take in another container. Now which will heat fast? This 1/4 of container or full container? Which will heat faster? This, right? Yes or no? 1/4 will get equal. So what we can conclude by this? Q means what? Q means heat energy. We will define as heat energy. Okay. Now mass. This is mass. Now 1/4 is mass or no? Mass is directly proportional to temperature. Yes, no? How much mass is there? That much only temperature. అంతే కదా. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఎంత తక్కువ ఉంటుందో అంత త్వరగా హీట్ అవుతుంది, ఎంత ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అంత ఎక్కువగానే హీట్ అవుతుంది కదా, అంత ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకుంటుంది కదా. కాబట్టి మనం ఏం చెప్తాం? ఎమ్ ఈజ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు టెంపరేచర్. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ heat energy is directly proportional to mass. Yes or no? Heat energy is directly proportional to mass. How means? Just now we have taken 1/4 of water and full water. Which needs more heat energy to heat? That means, for suppose we think that we have to heat this both up to 60 degrees Celsius. For which one more heat energy is required? 1/4 of water or total water? Total water we have, for that we want more heat energy, right? So heat energy is directly proportional to mass and heat energy is directly proportional to temperature. So we can write it as heat energy is directly proportional to mass into change in time. Change means, this means delta. Delta means change in temperature. Okay. So we will write it as heat energy is equals to mass into specific heat delta T. See, we have removed directly proportional symbol and we have kept is equal to by keeping specific heat. Okay. Have you understood? Now we want specific heat now. So if you want specific heat, what we can do? This M and T will transpose to this side, LHS. So S is equals to Q by M delta T. That means specific heat is equals to heat energy by mass into change in temperature. Okay. So now we are moving to units of specific heat. Okay. Now, what are units of specific heat? Does specific heat have units? Does specific heat has units or not? Heat also has units. it has SI unit and CGS unit also. See, CGS unit is calorie by gram minus Celsius. Okay. SI unit is joule by kg minus kelvins. Okay. CGS is calorie by gram minus Celsius, and SI unit of specific heat is joule by kg minus kelvins. So 1 calorie by gram minus Celsius is equal to, it too has some value, no? So what is its value? 4.186 into 10 power 3 joule by kg minus kelvins. Okay, 1 calorie by gram minus Celsius is equals to 4.186 into 10 power 3 joule by kg minus kelvins. Okay, this 4.186 into 10 power 3 we can write it as 1 calorie also. KCAL, 1 kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie. 4.186 into 10 power 3 we can write it as 1 kilocalorie by kg minus kelvins. Okay. So in next class we will discuss about applications of specific heat and principal method of mixtures, specific heat of solids, evaporation, condensation, freezing, melting, all the things. Okay. If you have any doubts in this, please comment me in the comment box. In next class, I'll definitely clarify your doubts. Bye friends.